Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Letter to My Ex. Long time no see. I'm so excited today. We actually have our first two guests from the show, Leslie and Ashley, back with us to do a little LTM reunion, mukbang style. So we'll be catching up on life with them, seeing how love has been going, how healing has been going, and if there's any new booze in the rotation. So yeah, come eat with us and let's talk. Get into.
Let's get into
Yeah,
it.
So
that's it.
Leslie and I love a good burl, as we call it, a good
Mm-hmm.
seafood boil.
Yeah.
If you from New Orleans,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
make sure I get all my sauce.
Oh, so you got a bowl and we just got a bag, huh?
No, you have a tray.
Oh, so you bringing out stuff
I
in there.
gave her two bags. She didn't use the other bag.
I like the bag. That's
Where's
where the
the
sauce
other
at.
The trash can over here.
It's right here.
I kind of can't.
what you
You want me to unglove to bring? Because it's not open. I can't just drop it
Here.
in.
where your bag at? Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate that. Oh, you're right. I did have a bag.
See?
I had a bag whole time. Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna let everybody get their food together. You know, the girls is a little hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Get themselves together.
First meal of the day.
This is your first meal of the day,
It
y'all.
is.
Ashley is doing this whole med school thing, and she act like she finna die.
You have to.
That's she thinks she on Grey's Anatomy.
You don't know what it's like to run a
I
business.
wish.
I run businesses.
I'm so
okay?
sorry.
I run businesses.
Y'all would
You
never
had
want
a
to be on
long
Grey's
day?
Anatomy.
Trash bag.
Oh no, not for real. Just for the work drama, but that's it.
Oh, I had me some bowls of cereal earlier, child, because I couldn't wait.
I don't know for sure.
That's not cereal. Like,
So,
that's
does
not
everybody
actually
want to
breakfast.
say what they
Yes,
got in their bag?
Oh, yeah.
Leslie, what'd you get?
I got some crabs, shrimp, some potatoes, and corn with garlic butter. Regular, not too much.
Okay. I got in my bag I got potatoes, corn, shrimp, eggs.
Eggs.
Yes, eggs, two boiled eggs. And yeah, that's what I got. And I did the sweet Cajun. That's my favorite seasoning. I did medium because I don't do that hot stuff. Only thing I'm missing is crab. Sometimes I don't feel like getting the crab, just having to crack it all and do the things. So sometimes it just be easier for me to get shrimp.
I felt that. I think we got the same exact thing.
Oh, her.
Really?
I didn't even realize that, but I got the Pirates thing.
The Pirate
sauce.
Secret. That was your seasoning.
Never heard of it, but I like trying new things.
Okay.
I like some scrimp.
So just to get into all the things. So little recap for those that it's been a minute. Last time we saw Leslie, he was healing from a toxic workplace relationship. That seems to be his MO. Oh, good though. We know about proximity relationships and love, so it's understandable. But he was healing from that journey, and he also had a new boo on the horizon when we talked to him. And last time we talked to Ashley, she was Drake and felt like she was the victim, and ultimately she let her ex-girlfriend throw her out. So she was a little bit of an orphan for a little minute. But as you can see now, my sister is in medical school and she's doing big things. Okay, so she is obviously recovered,
It's
and
all
I
for
want
the
to talk
plot.
about. I don't. That was a little deep for the plot. That was kind of the whole story, but I just want to talk about how did we get here. So just starting with where we are. Do y'all feel like y'all have healed from that relationship?
I'm gonna let you do that first.
100%.
Good.
It's funny because one of my critiques about my interview,
And how long has it been now? Since not the interview, but since the breakup.
2 years.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's valid.
But it's funny because one of my critiques was like, very Miss America, very, pageant like. And, it was like, I think at that point it was only like 1 year. So like it was still like, I'm going to say fresh, but I was dealing with the effects of it still. So I'm good now though.
Okay.
I'm straight.
I agree with you on that, actually. Like, I went back and, like, reflected. Like, once I knew we were having the reunion, I was like, okay, let's see who I was again in that video. And
How did you feel watching? So you watched yours and you felt Miss America. How did you feel watching yours back?
I felt also a little bit political. I feel like it was still, like, kind of how Leslie said, like, everything was fresh.
I was
Everything
staring.
I was going through was like, I'm actively trying to heal, but the wound isn't closed. Now I feel like I'm healed, but there's still some scars left. Depending on how
sure.
deep it is, there's scars. It wasn't a little surface level cut.
Okay.
For sure.
And we'll get into those scars. Leslie, do you feel like you have scars as well from that previous relationship?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. What scars?
I would probably say like just that experience shaped a lot of my decisions today. Like
Yeah.
how I date, who I date. Some things I just can't shake. It ain't going
Listen,
nowhere. It ain't
okay?
going nowhere. But
Once somebody do me like that, nobody else will ever get me like that again.
for sure. And just trying to learn the lessons. And I feel like using scar does help because it doesn't go away. Like the feelings of like the hurt and pain, they might dull, but like you will be reminded of, you know, the lessons learned, the experiences, and sometimes when you're dating somebody new, things they do will trigger you
Trigger
and bring
you.
you back,
Ooh.
or just sometimes like overcompensating by working really hard to not be or not make those same decisions that you end up messing something up
What
currently.
and making other ones.
So scars, nonetheless.
Okay. Ashley, you.
Um, I would say for me personally,
Can't do this.
the scars definitely are present. But I realized that I had to be more careful with myself. I think I was very like careless and maybe not intentionally careless, but I was like, wait a minute, no, I need to make sure that I'm intentional with the people I'm giving my time to and what I allow to pass, what I allow to happen. I feel like I maybe tried to overcorrect a little bit. You know, you're talking about when you're dating, because then I was like, okay, this person was clearly polar on this side, so let me find someone polar on the other side.
Oh, you went
And
for a
then-
completely different type.
Yeah, and then that also
Backfired.
didn't really work. So I realized, I was like, okay,
Can't help that.
it's a lot more simple. I mean, it's a lot more complicated than I thought it was. But I would definitely say it's a meter. You meet somebody and like, okay, we're going this way, we going that way. What are your signs now? I look very early on what people say, how they say it, if they have friends. Like, there's just certain things that you start to no, because if someone
You
does
fuck
not,
with people that's lonely?
you realize like
You know what lonely people need?
not even lonely, but
Doesn't
like
love
if you're
company.
not good at having friends, or like some people don't have best friends, and like I don't hold it to you, but like if you don't have any significant relationships outside of talking to me,
It's kind of concerning.
yes,
Yeah. I also
is.
don't want you in my face all the time, but yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
my profession wouldn't even allow that.
Child.
Okay, so Leslie, we might have been dealing with someone, you know, when we filmed our episode. Let's talk a little bit about that. Like, what has dating life and what has relationships been since your LTM episode?
So, I was seeing somebody at the time, which is really funny. But some of the things that
Where'd you meet them? Like, give us the story. Like,
Was it also at work? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I met them at my, I was serving, so I met them at my job there. We both did a bunch of different stuff there, but ultimately he became a cook and I was a server.
okay.
That's where we ended it.
Oh, you
But-
love a workplace romance, boy.
You know. But anyway, we was beefing at first.
My favorite.
End up just being sexual tension. So we ended up talking and everything was quite beautiful actually, but you know, he had to, you know, he left me for dead too, so you know.
Bye.
just-
Because why you always saying somebody leave you for dead?
That's what they did. Left me for dead.
Okay, so what do you feel like was the main issues? And that, well, how long did y'all kind of deal with each other for?
From how many months is from that year, October to June? So, let's do November,
Like 9
December,
months?
January, February, March, April, May, June. 8.
Okay.
8 months. Yeah,
It went from 8 to 64.
yeah. It just don't get me wrong. I had an amazing time. It's just I need more, and thankful for that first one. I know what I need, a little more of what I need at least.
You felt like you handled that situation better after your first experience?
Oh, I was perfect. The second one, I was perfect. Like the first one, nah, I had some mess ups, but I literally took everything I messed up on the first time, and I was like, okay, you know.
So what did you do differently?
But with the first one, I felt like I was mean, and even though I was right in a lot of the, like 99.9% of the situations, I felt like I've learned that as you get older, some stuff is not worth the argument, or even if the principle is the principle.
Which I also have heard the saying of like,
Pick and choose.
do you want to be right or do you want to be married? Or like, do you want to be in a relationship?
Yeah, and sometimes I really hate hearing that from older women because to me it's just like, well, yeah, y'all would accept anything at y'all time.
It's like a very submissive statement.
But I'm saying
Yeah,
people
it's a-
say that. I mean, not about being right as far as like submissive, but just in general with either gender, overall compromising of, is it that if you and I are a team,
Right.
is it so important for one of us to be right? Or
Right.
is it important for us to get on the same page or compromise if ultimately we still want to be together at the end of this?
If you guys share the same objective, that makes sense. And then that's when
We're
you
not fighting against each other.
right. But I honestly think healthy relationships come with arguments and disagreements because
Yeah.
it means that you have the ability to speak your authentic truth, show up as your real self. It's really kind of like, I get what you're saying when people are like, do you want to be right or be in a relationship? It's more of like, what is your objective? I realize a lot of times when people argue, it's a lot of miscommunication. That's probably like the thing that I learned the most, like this past year since, is like, you really think you can communicate, but it's so bigger because we all hear what someone's saying, but I don't know about y'all. Have y'all realized like everyone interprets exactly what somebody said differently? It could be you say something and I gathered something different than Leslie did. And then we're like, wait a minute, did you just say that? And one person's like, why are you acting like that? The other's like, clearly
Yeah.
there was an attitude or they're trying to come after me. And it's like, no, I was just giving you honest feedback. You're putting your feelings in, you're being sensitive.
Right.
That's where I had to realize with maturity. Because a lot of times it's like, well, I want to be right.
Okay.
And you could be right and alone, so.
Yeah, but also I think we have to remember at some point, maybe we just not meant to be together, or maybe
Yeah.
just not right now, or maybe we're just not compatible.
Compatible.
Because a lot of things I felt like, regardless, I was trying to beat into him.
The first one or the second?
The first one. Where a lot of the stuff that I felt like he was doing wrong, even though I could ask the next 10 people I see and they would agree it was wrong. I would have to at some point accept this is who this person is or leave. And I felt like instead of the accepting part, I was trying to kind of do both.
Force them.
Like, let me okay, I'm gonna stay, but we gonna get this together. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna show you. Instead of just being like, this is who this man is. You know, take it or leave it. And I burnt myself out taking it. So
Yeah.
now I left.
I love that you discovered that though.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy.
You realize what you weren't asking the wrong questions. You were just asking the wrong person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once you realize that, that's when it's okay to walk away. Because that's quite literally how I ended my past relationship. I literally was just like, it's not working. And I think there is, like you said, compatibility. I
This
was
is
like,
the person you did the episode about or someone else?
no, someone else.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get into okay. So Leslie, you had your situation. You feel like that didn't work out because they weren't providing you what
Both
you
of them
needed.
left me for dead.
Oh.
I want to be very clear. Though in
They
the
did
first
not
one-
leave him for dead. Well, you
the
left the first one.
Yeah, but
You
The
left the
reason
first
I
one.
left the first one was because they left me for dead.
He wanted the first one to come back and say, "No, don't leave."
No, I was deeply depressed. I just started nursing school. I was financially going through stuff. I asked that man, "Can you be there for me?" That man neglected me.
Okay.
That man acted like I did not exist for several weeks because of a job that we both know don't require that much at all. So at that point, it was just, "Oh, you hate me, hurt." So I'll go.
I'll go.
But unfortunately, I didn't mean the "I'll go" part. I was just, what I was hoping was, wake up. But unfortunately, I had to stand on it. So it is what it is.
yeah.
That's the miscommunication or lack thereof. I realize a lot of people do that. Is not openly communicate, and I'm not gonna guess what it is you want. Cause I used to hate when people be like, I've done that before. They claim it's like a manipulation tactic, but it's like I'm gonna threaten you,
Yeah.
so you do what I say instead of just like, hey,
I thought the conversation would have worked. The multiple conversations would have
ultimatums
worked.
don't.
And so I was like, let me try something.
Have you seen that TV show, Ultimatum?
Well, we know
No,
it
I
doesn't
haven't.
work.
I mean, we
it's
know
a
it
TV
doesn't-
show.
yeah.
It was
If it
like-
gets to the point where you have to give somebody an ultimatum, that's it. In
Yeah,
itself.
because at that point I felt like, oh, you hate me because you see me. I've never been vulnerable with that man. Like truly vulnerable with that man. And then the first time I did, it was just like, oh, really? That was fuck me. Okay, hurt.
Hurt.
Well, I guess I gotta go. I guess it's
I gotta
time
go
to
my own way.
No, for real. So I mean,
Okay.
it is what it is.
What
But
Ray Simone
you-
said, "It's over."
Oh, and
I
I
feel
feel
so
so
alone.
alone.
Cheetah Girls, Cheetah
But
Girls.
Let's
Yeah,
get into
Ashley.
let's get into the relationships since the relationship.
Oh, see, I only had one man.
Relationships. There was really only one.
Ashley, don't tell that lie.
There was. Everything
Oh,
else
yeah,
was just like
everybody-
Every
experiencing.
time I seen you, it was a new. Come on now.
Yeah, but those aren't relationships. Those are like dating, getting to know
But these
someone,
are people
interested
she
in.
introduced other folks
I
to.
need another one to get over the other one.
No, that she is K Michelle for real. She is K Michelle.
No,
Like-
there was only one that I tried to take seriously. We dated for like.
This the crazy one.
She's not crazy.
This the
Yeah.
one from the apartment.
Yes, but she's not crazy. We just are not compatible.
Now she stayed calling that girl crazy. Okay,
She's not crazy.
Okay, well, let's
she
talk
would
about that
drive
crazy.
me crazy.
Oh,
let's
so
talk
you was
about
the
how
one
that
was crazy.
started. How did that start?
I slid in the DMs and said hello.
That's strike one.
Can I take you out? And then
I love that.
it started off nice,
Love, boy.
but
Why you thought that one was gonna be different?
they're really sweet and kind, and we had a lot of look like similar interest.
Any other one wasn't? Sweet or kind?
You know, like when people are saying like, "Oh, look at how they treat other people," because that's really who they are. Like, I feel like at times they would be nice to me, but just in their grand scheme of how they would go about life, they were never really the genuinely kind, nice person.
So she was an angry black bitch. Is that what you're saying?
She wasn't angry. It was just
I heard.
she was more selfish than selfless.
And you saw that with like her friends and her other interactions.
Yes.
Okay.
Versus this person was more selfless and like kinder and softer.
Oh, you talking about the old one? I thought we was talking about the new
Yeah.
one.
So we're comparing.
So the new one is nice and kind.
yes.
Okay.
Oh,
That's why I asked you
and this
about the
one we
new
still talking to.
No.
She wasn't nice and kind, so go ahead.
No, she
Right.
was. It's just like I said,
Straight.
professions
Oh,
and compatibility. The older you get, really matter.
so you was taking.
She had an issue with you in medical school.
Yeah, the time to study, the attention I was giving. You're mad because you think I forgot about you. You call me and you see that I'm at school studying.
Do you think it's easy to be with somebody who's in medical school?
I don't, and that's why I had honest conversations.
That's why I think y'all should be with people in the same profession or similar professions.
I agree,
They can neglect each
but I'm open to anyone. It was just you have to understand the sacrifice. I literally said, "Hey, I don't think I have what you would like what you require. I don't think I can provide. This
So
is what
that
I
was
can
the
provide.
breakup.
Yeah, this is what I can provide. It doesn't seem to align with what you can offer."
I have nothing.
So we probably shouldn't be together. But I still wanted to be like friends.
I don't know. That's what she wanted you to say.
Yeah.
I tried
she
to be
wanted
friends.
you to say.
I tried to be friends.
Like, wow, you
That was
choose,
your problem.
You gonna choose medical school in your future over me? That's
Over me,
crazy.
for real?
That's crazy.
And I held you down for like this couple of months. Wow. And you gonna.
That's what I'm
Your
saying.
whole
Everything
future
was fine
career?
when I wasn't studying. When I was just working 9 to 5, things were easier. As soon as
You introduced her to a
I
vibe
got
you
into
couldn't
school,
maintain.
Why'd you do that?
do what?
You introduced her to a vibe you couldn't maintain.
Did you sit down and say, "Hey, I'm in medical school.
No,
and this is what's
I
gonna
wasn't
happen."
in medical when we met. I was just
I
working.
know. I'm saying when you started that.
I communicated that, and I said
Okay.
I am very nervous that you're not going to be able to handle the lack of
I'm
access
very
you're going
nervous
to
you think I'm a
have
weak
to
bitch.
me.
Oh, we saw her. She was weak. Her.
That's what you really said.
And then it actually happened that way, just
Well, you was right.
like
Her.
that. So I kind of predicted our
I
downfall.
hate that for you, friend. That she was right about you. but-
Hey,
So it was a civil breakup.
for me, yeah.
Oh, wow. Explain that. What do you mean? Well, that's
How did she take it?
is this when we called it crazy?
Right.
Well, you see, I realized that everyone's a villain in someone's story,
Oh, you a villain.
Oh, you.
and I ended up being a villain in their
That's
story.
crazy. If you got Ashley as the villain in your story, baby, write a new book. Because I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, I literally was like, I'm trying to be nice in the
This-
most civil
okay.
way, and it just, yeah.
Did she like crash out on you or
Oh, it was just very hard for her to process the emotions.
how long y'all was dealing with each other?
Like 6 months.
Okay. Okay.
It was just really hard. She stated the timing was probably not the best.
Why?
And then the way I broke up was maybe a little bit more indirect.
We need to interact. I thought it was
Ashley.
competition.
I said that you should really
She
focus
about to
on,
piss me off.
you shouldn't really focus on being
better
my
say
girlfriend.
stupid
You should
shit.
be focused on being my friend right now.
That's what you
So
said?
you asked her to be a side hoe?
No, she basically said, bitch, you got demoted, but I didn't really say you got demoted.
Demoted her.
Instead of saying, hey, I want to break up with you, she said, hey, you could be my friend.
I said you should focus on being my friend.
So walk me through how that ended up. Like, so she just said, "Okay, cool, like we can be friends."
That's why she crashed out.
Yeah.
And then she
She was like, wait, so what are you saying? Like, we're broken up? And I was like, yeah, that's what I had said the day before.
That ain't what
And
you
she
said.
was just like, that's not. She said when
That's what
people
you
break up with
said.
people, they typically say the words break up. And
Okay,
you
I'm not
didn't.
mad at her. I'm not mad at her no more.
So-
Because that's your fault.
feeling
But you know what? This is
Feeling
very
nervous.
Aubrey Graham. This is what she do.
No, I just didn't want to hurt her.
But
and
you
I-
still hurt. It doesn't, like, you're not stopping anything.
I realized that now, and I was just like, I should be honest up front. Because there was no
Okay.
way to soften the blow.
And
Well,
then
let's be
please explain to
clear.
me how y'all ended up in the same living space.
That was just by coincidence in life. Atlanta's small, people got school, you find a nice apartment for a cheap rent, and I was just like,
And she was your roommate?
no, she just lives in my community.
I don't see. I keep seeing her.
But she knew you lived there first, or
Yes,
she didn't know.
She did know.
So I don't think it was a coincidence.
No, fair. She said, okay, yeah. Cool, I can do this.
Well,
Good eye.
And you would rather her not. I mean, did y'all interact when she first moved there?
I broke up with her the week she was moving in, but I helped her move in.
She's
to the
dirty.
But she helped her move in.
I did. And I understand why she was mad. She was like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm literally moving into your apartment. And I was just like...
Well, yes.
But I literally said, when you're moving in, don't move in for me. I stated that.
Meet the Grams. That's all.
I literally stated, do not move in this place for me. So I was just like, you moving in
She
has
ain't
nothing to do with our
moved in for you.
relation.
She moved in and she saw your spot and said, oh, okay.
Right. So why are you mad at the timing? Should I have waited until a week after you moved in? Like,
I mean,
It's just unfortunate.
yeah,
A series of unfortunate
it
events.
really is.
It was.
Like,
but we just kept fighting. And I was just like,
after you had already broke up with her.
No, before. I'm not going to fight with you till 3 o'clock in the morning before an exam.
So-
But he
y'all-
said, I got clear.
You know, I used to do that all the time, though.
We would be,
But I still got that work done.
me and Leslie would be in them days. We would be up arguing with a man and then turn around and be at work.
You're sitting in an anatomy lab staring at a cadaver with your eyes barely open, trying to answer quiz questions.
Well, yes.
After that, I was like, I
She
can't.
already on crack.
Well, yes. And I was doing it raw. No coffee, no nothing.
Yeah. Same. No coffee,
Crying.
no Celsius.
Crying in between classes.
What?
Scared of you guys.
Crying in between classes, on the phone, crashing. Child.
But I was proud of her. I
was in
wanted
Vegas
her.
crashing.
No, wait. I just realized I don't want y'all to paint me as the bad guy. I saw growth in her.
Look, nobody said that. I said
No,
that.
you called me Aubrey Graham. I'm just letting you know that,
Would
like,
you not agree?
Are you not a fan? Oh, okay.
Oh.
but that wasn't my intention. I realized that it wasn't my intention. I've seen so much growth in them and their career. I just found it funny that they were like, if you hear
They
a
found it
song
funny, too.
released and it seems very similar to our story, I was like, oh, so you're gonna write a song about me? That's crazy.
Oh, she does music?
Yeah.
Start to.
Proud of her.
What? Because what?
No, what made me mad was she was this creative,
kind of
beautiful
music
singer.
singer?
She does like R&B, like really
kind
good.
Oh, she's gonna get a Tink song written
So
about her.
I was like, you are creative, but not once have you been creative with me. Like, I've never seen you perform live or anything.
And she said, "Oh, don't worry."
So then after we broke up,
You motivated her.
after we broke up, she was like, I wanted to prove you wrong, so I did everything in the world to
What
get
that
back
said,
at you.
you my greatest inspiration.
So she ended up on performing at One Music Fest, and I was proud of her. I was proud. But she was on the One Music Fest stage singing like backup, and I was like, oh.
Oh, child, I thought she was singing something
Well,
about her. I was about to say, I was about to
can get
say.
you backstage.
Well,
child, that's actually so funny.
yeah.
So-
I mean, shout out to her.
Shout out. I'm really proud of her.
And you're not dating right now.
I am dating. I'm just not like,
And this is girls, boys.
You know,
it's a mix, but I had to stop again with the men.
Walk me through,
she loves them.
pick it, like, why men and why women? Like, what do you like about either of them? What would you prefer?
Emotionally, she wants to be with a woman. Physically, she wants to be with a man.
Is that true, Ashley?
I like the simplicity of men,
They are simple as hell.
but I also
until they get on
I
your last
also
nerve.
feel like they both bring different parts of me out. I'm a multifaceted person.
She said,
bring different parts of
listen,
you
I'm
out.
not the normal stud. Okay? I'm a stud with
You
complexity.
can see yourself a stud.
I am not a stud.
You really not. You're
No.
a STEM.
I'm like STEM, more like, you know,
You are a STEM.
STEM, non-binary. I don't really conform to gender norms.
Okay. Actually, shut the...
I don't.
Agreed. Yeah.
So that's what it is. I just have yet to meet someone.
What?
There's squirting everywhere. I'm so sorry.
Please, get it together.
What did you say? Pause.
It's the pause for me. Anyways, so what's... Okay, men are simplistic. Women are what?
I wouldn't just say men are simplistic, but I say that it is simple with men for me.
You know, just
I feel like they're more straightforward on what they want.
You don't want nothing from them, though, other than sex. So I feel like that's why it's
easy.
simple.
Because I can both be hoes.
Probably.
Well, we figured out that one. Okay.
Yeah.
So, just talking about past relationships and experiences. So, what are some, after growing and healing and now dating other people, what are some red flags for you or deal breakers that you're like, once I see that, out?
You go first this time.
Okay. Well, I already said one, friends. Like, I need you to have
Yeah, you did say that about
friends,
relationships.
community. Also, passion and drive. I don't like to have conversations with people that are so surface level that you have nothing you're passionate about. I have so many things I'm passionate about and want to learn and experience, and a level of emotional maturity to have that depthness. So a red flag is definitely just like, oh, so what do you like to do? What are your things? And they're just like, oh, you know, I watch TV, I scroll on TikTok. I'm like, oh, so your hobbies are only distractions.
When's the last time you sat with yourself?
Yeah.
Good question.
No, really. Even I accidentally deleted TikTok.
Me too.
And I can't get it
Well,
back.
It was an accident. I was very sure I deleted the hell out of it. And I was just like, okay, wait a minute.
No, but you can get it back.
No, you can't.
Well, no.
It's not on the App Store.
Yeah, it's like it's done. That's
Yeah.
why it's phones with TikTok on it are selling.
Oh,
for
I thought when
$1,000.
they
They're selling
decided
for
not to
thousands.
cancel, like when they didn't cancel,
They
it,
let
that
you open the app back up on your phone.
That's
But if
it.
You deleted the app after it was
You can never get it back.
Like the second I saw that warning message, I deleted this shit.
And then you can never get it back though.
I never get it back. But I genuinely don't care. 'Cause
I mean, yeah,
I
you
I
have-
still watch videos on the Safari. Like when I see it, when you send it to me, I can see it on the Safari.
hate when you-
Really?
Yeah, now.
No one
At
sends
first I
me
couldn't.
TikToks. They only send me TikToks through the
Oh.
app. So I've
Well,
just been
I
in
didn't
the
have social
air.
media for years before this. People
Yeah,
are used to
that's
tapping
what I'm
into
like.
me.
Yeah, he's known for not. He's known for going off the grid.
Yeah,
So,
bye.
but
I
you,
respect it.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that is crazy. But I will
That's my
say I have a
favorite
lot more free time.
You had free time.
No, I didn't. I spent like 3 hours on that app. I couldn't put it down.
I mean, for me, I would say red flags that I'm.
Okay, so yours was just the passionate thing and friends. That's
Lack
that's
of
your deal breakers.
Lack of emotional maturity. Other than that, like, I realize people are people and I'm open to meeting people. I don't necessarily have a red flag as long as we align and are going in the same direction. If you pulling me back, that's a red flag. Anything that will pull me back, respectfully, right now. In my life, I'm trying to move forward on my career. That's in the forefront of my mind. So if you're in the way of that, we're going to have to move out of the way.
I think your next girlfriend needs to be a goldfish.
I will have a puppy.
What the hell does that
Yeah,
mean?
every time she gotta have.
It's not a goldfish. No, I have a dog now.
No, she got a
that
puppy.
supplies
I just bought
my...
2 gerbils yesterday.
Careful with them. You know they kill each other.
Well, mine are bonded.
Oh, period. And see, no, that let's tap into that.
And they're 2
Let's
boys.
tap in. Animals, I think they're a really good substitute.
They're not, but I hear you.
They are.
What did I say to you at
Companionship.
Morgan's dinner? What did I say to you?
Don't piss me off. Talking about
When you
no.
told us you got a dog, what did I say?
I forgot what you said, but Sydney said something about you need to stop dating people without homes or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, you need to stop naming people that's homeless. But
Yeah.
I was like, I might have said this bitch always need a companion, and that's why you got a dog.
That's what dogs are for.
Next year.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I've been watching you eat, and like I'm over here trying to be cute. I got a fork. You took the gloves off. You got juices all over your fingers.
I know, right?
Hey,
Don't look at me like that.
please. You know she. Hey. Okay, your deal. I feel like you like Glenn from Girlfriends. Like you, yours is very like she was like smoker, non-smoker, this, that, the third. Like you're very open. What's your red flags or deal breakers?
I am. I let me say this. I am a big fan of young adults, meaning my age, obviously 24.
Oh, you
However,
kill me.
I'm not looking for nobody who trying to turn up every night, hookah every weekend. Like, it'd be
Right.
like, all right, you got a job, right?
Leslie wants a 24-year-old that acts 65, and that's what's
No.
actually.
Why don't you just look for somebody in their
24-year-old.
30s?
He don't want that. He feels like they're too old, but at the same time, like his maturity level and things that he's into
I think
matches people that are older 20s and 30s. But you want somebody
That's a kid.
that's like 23, 24, but you don't want them to be young and turned.
I want you to be young and turned, but also with some level of intelligence.
I mean,
Like-
but we're talking about boys in Atlanta. 23,
No, I completely
24,
understand what I'm
like,
asking for is ridiculous, which is why I stopped asking.
I mean, it's unfortunate.
You're looking
that-
in the wrong places.
I'm not looking.
Oh,
And that's probably
I'm not
why.
looking. Yeah. So my red flags, just if I feel like you're too immature, like okay, you look like you having a fast life, you having fun. That's what I really feel like my last situation was about. That issue where it was just like, all right, you know I'm serious. Like at this point, I like you, whatever.
when the street lights come on, you need to be home.
You need to be at home. But okay, if you're not at home, let me know where you're going, what you're doing, or you're not gonna be home, so I can go to sleep.
Right.
But my issue be, okay, like you going out again. Oh, again. Okay. Oh, you. It's another function, a bus, another club. You just out like. And my thing be, okay,
sounds
where's
miserable.
direction?
Shut up, Mitch.
Can
It does. Not even med
That's
school.
why I'm gonna start calling. No, I'm just gonna start calling you Melanie from the game med school.
Bro,
You
don't
go to
call
work?
me no Melanie, bro.
You go to work Monday through Friday. Okay, cool. You got a job, a career.
Yeah.
You go out on the weekend. I don't have an issue with people going out. I
Oh,
have an
going out
issue-
during the week?
My issue is you always going out. man.
Constantly going out. Like,
Like,
it seems
you
like you
just-
have a party lifestyle.
Oh.
A very party lifestyle, or just even no direction. Like, okay, cool. Like,
Do you care if somebody smokes? Or is a smoker? I'm not a. I don't like smokers.
I'm not a fan of smokers, or I'm not a fan of alkies or druggies. However,
Druggies?
however, Just don't let it inconvenience me. And what I mean that is like, yeah, you can smoke, just not in my house.
No, yeah.
Or yeah, you can smoke, but why every time we're together you gotta leave to go smoke?
Smoke. Oh yeah.
That's not
fiend.
and it'd be like,
Fiend.
well, I can't smoke in the house. Right, but why do you feel like you need to smoke right now? Like I have a friend who telling me like, oh, I cut back on smoking. I'm like, oh, so how much you smoke now? I want just on once a day.
Yeah,
every day.
that's a
still
chronic
every
user.
day.
There's
You're a
some people that
crackhead.
really feel like they gotta smoke every day.
But you
though.
can't tell a crackhead you're a crackhead. Like, no, I'm not. Okay, well stop. No, I don't want to. Right.
Okay, so-
you're addicted. No,
Right.
I'm not. Yes, you are. I can stop when I want to. So stop. I don't want
Okay.
to. It's a
So
cycle.
party lifestyle, not for you. Immaturity, not for you.
Smoking, maybe.
Also, you gotta have a little bit of a brain. And what I mean that is common sense and principle has to have been taught to you in some way. I know common sense ain't that common. I know everybody's principles is different, but you need to have some. And I mean real principle, like somebody had their hand on you as you was growing up.
They did.
And I feel a lot of people don't. They raise themselves, which is why they slow.
People in general just don't have.
People in general raisins. Oh.
GP is not GP because the general public don't know shit about it.
I don't think it's common sense anymore.
It's not.
I don't. It's not a common collective.
No. I guess it's if your mama gave you sense or your grandmama or whoever.
But I want you to be sensical enough to, if I explain the principle to you, you'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Why are you arguing with me? What I just said makes perfect sense. You slow.
You see, I got the not heard you. Don't agree.
Yeah, like, but what do you not agree with?
What do you not agree with? If you see where I'm coming from, then
Agree.
you agree.
Nah.
I know.
I've had the argument. No, like I've had that all the time. I could see where you're coming from, or I could see how you felt, and you're like, okay,
Well,
so
seeing how I felt and seeing so
And they just stop. That's where they stop at.
that's where they stop.
They
There's
don't go
no
to
like
those.
so or I'm sorry. You just said
yeah, it's like okay, let's say one of us was late and it inconvenienced, throwing everything back, all that different type of stuff, like,
Ooh, girl.
and they can be like, oh yeah, like I see where you're coming from. That's frustrating.
So stop
But
being late.
I didn't get the address. You sent the address late, or
Yes.
something happened with me and I had to do X, Y, Z, and that's why I ended up being like, okay, yeah, like I see that, or I understand that. I
Yes.
understand you got the address later, or I understand that you had X, Y, and Z going on, which is why
Right.
it pushed your time back. It don't stop you from being late and inconveniencing everything
the
else.
lack of accountability and ownership.
Yeah.
You know that the first video was perpetually late.
Oh.
Perpetually late.
How late we talking?
Oh, what? Would get left. Literally would get left.
And my thing with him, he was a creative, so a
Yeah, I
part
can't
of
do
it was
that
me
anymore.
understanding that okay, you're a creative, your brain don't work like everybody else's. It can't. In order to create what you create, it just can't work.
He
like
attracts men with ADHD.
He also had ADHD, but to me, it was just on my behalf. I need to understand that okay, this is the type of men that you're dating. You have to understand what their quirks are. So working on not letting it upset you so much. However,
Okay.
what I don't like, it's time to go.
No, I'm trying to understand. A real issue for me is like, what is and I'm working on this in therapy, of the difference between accepting someone for who they are, like the friend that's always late a few minutes or whatever, or
That's
the
just me
friend that does
conforming to
this
them.
and that, or yeah, what is the difference between like accepting them so it doesn't get you riled up every time it happens, and boundaries? Like, do I just keep letting them do this thing that's not okay?
But see, what I want to add to it's like,
Because that's not fair to me.
although I agree, although I said like, yeah, at some point accept them for who they are. That's what I'm saying. Either leave or shut up. That's what I need to do. Either leave or shut up. I just wouldn't shut up. So with them though, I feel like the issue is you understand you're late and how it negatively impacts everybody. I understand how you're late and how it negatively impacts everybody. But it seems like because you don't feel like it's that deep, or because say this time nothing was negatively impacted too much, or because I was the only person that was negatively impacted, I should just shut up and get over it. Like it's not that deep. And stuff like that would bother me.
You shouldn't shut up and give it over it. You should
I'm
always
not.
acknowledge your
You're gonna
experience.
hear my voice.
Yes.
And that was the issue.
Yeah.
You just gonna hear my voice every time. But I think at some point it's like if you keep catching your man cheating on you, but you're not leaving, at some point let the nigga cheat in peace. That's
Valid.
That's how it end up being, where it's like, all right, you know this man always late. You know this man is always doing X, Y, and Z.
Right.
If you don't plan to leave, shut up. Because I've tried the line, and I hate having to lie to him to be like, okay, dinner's at 3 when it's really at 4. Because to me, you a grown adult.
But
Why
that's
do
not
I
a
have to lie to
personality
you?
trait. I think to answer her question, like you said, there are quirks, and then there are personality traits, and then there are your values. And I think that those all are different, because if you are okay inconveniencing other people, then your values may not align.
Right.
If you have like ADHD or something, okay, that's something with your mind, and I am appreciating you and learning how to work with that. But there are differences between things that are intentional versus like, I think values. I think timeliness, respect for other people, their time, their space.
I think a lot of it's thoughtlessness.
Yeah, it's always about being
Yeah.
considerate
Thoughtless.
for me, because even if you are this way or you have like a tendency for being X, Y, and Z, my thing is that you don't, even if it's not deep to you or not super important to you, you see how it impacts others or how they feel about it.
Right.
And that doesn't stir up anything in you to want to change or be more considerate or be better.
But I will say I
That's
was
the
the only
issue for
one
me.
who said anything. I feel like a lot of his friends used to be like, "Oh, that's just him, whatever."
I would be shocked if something.
Yeah, but I can tell.
But
like,
I would
even
also
you
be like, I don't.
I'm gonna just leave. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Like,
I would have to deal with him after the fact. Like,
yeah.
and
I
that's
have
my
no
issue.
problem.
He like, yo, like, what's wrong with you?
I have
It's
no
fine. I
problem
just call
holding
Lyft.
people accountable. No, you should have, or you could just be on fucking time.
That's my thing. Like, yo. But you know, I'm the black bitch whenever I say anything. so.
Okay, so that's important to you. Okay.
Yeah. All that.
Okay, so you definitely don't want no YNs for sure. Okay.
I think that one of my classmates said something that was like very impactful for me when I was thinking about making decisions lately, and like if this are good or not. Also, when you're talking about dating people, it's about your future self. Like she kind of asked me, "Are you doing things and are you moving in a way at which your future self would, or your future self would approve of?" So it's like if I'm going to be someone who's punctual on time and has things together, financially stable, am I taking the actions and I'm around the people who are going to do so? So if your partner is chronically late and that's not the lifestyle that you live, those are issues. If they don't have the same values, I had to realize I had to stop thinking for Ashley now and think of her, the Ashley I'm trying to become.
Does the girl you want to be, would the girl you want to be fuck with her? No, then you shouldn't fuck with her.
No,
Very
literally.
bad.
That's where
Okay.
I've been.
That's a good one.
The
I'm gonna
moment
hate that
I
one.
turned 25, I feel like
That frontal lobe developed.
it developed, and it definitely got very, okay, when it came to dating and relationships, I started looking at it as I potentially want to be on the road to marriage by 30, whether that's in a relationship, engaged, whatever. That's what I would like to, that's what we're shooting for.
Yeah.
And with 25, I feel like I have time to make that happen. So it was starting to look at, okay, what habits and behaviors do I need to start implementing now? Because what I feel like I've heard from a lot of people are they had fun in their 20s, they played in their 20s, they did XYZ, and then in their 30s or when they got to maybe like 28, 29 is when they really started taking shit serious.
The transition, yeah.
And it's like, had you done that earlier, you might be in a different spot. Some people, it just happened for like that. But now I'm thinking to myself of like, okay, like basically reverse engineering. Like I need to work backwards if that's my kind of my goal for 30 and just being more intentional about that. And I feel like the relationship that made me start all of this and even my previous relationships have really helped me understand and determine what I want and also be able to spot quicker who is and isn't for me. I feel like I'm a lot better at doing that and doing it faster than wasting more time on people.
Yeah, and I think also I used to be like, I see a lot of people, they say that potential will get you.
Oh,
If you
let her-
aren't if you aren't right there right
I am not Summer
now,
Walker.
then I will continue going. And if we cross paths again and you happen to be there, cool. But I cannot wait to see that potential grow. Because you will end up stuck.
I also had to look at not even I think potential wasn't it for me. I stopped looking at potential a long time ago. But I think what's been getting, or what got me last time, which I've definitely learned from,
You started out good.
is
You was perfect at first.
it started. But looking at, because I feel like people with potential, it's to me it makes me think of like trying to make a gourmet meal out of like college dorm room ingredients. Like
Right.
I'm about to make a gourmet 5-course meal or whatever out of ramen and some other stuff I got in the fridge. But what was hindering me was looking at guys or dating guys who you have, if I'm making X, Y, and Z meal, you got all the ingredients are on the table and they're here.
Right.
The meal isn't coming together though.
Yes.
And so
he can't cook.
So what I gather from that more so is like, so in my mind, when people are like, oh, well, maybe you're not compatible with this person X, Y, and Z, it's like, no, we're compatible.
I
Like
the ingredients.
the stuff is there. But what it got me to is like, we value similar things and we may be compatible, but not at this, like we don't both want the same things at the same time. We want the same things. We don't want them at the same time. Or what it takes to get them. We're not in the stage in life at the same time to do them.
I think that's why, what do they say, like timing? Like, do you believe in right person, wrong time?
I believe in that, but I also believe that it's a thing of, it's not necessarily the wrong time. It may not be the right person for you because they're not in a stage in their life to do what you need to do, even though they have the capability.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that it's going to work out. Because who's to say that they ever get to the
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I've learned, for me, even just like reading like the Bible and like meditating, going to like therapy, is the ability to let go and just experience for what is. So when I meet a person, I'm experiencing them for what is. And kind of like you said, if you don't have what I need the ability to let go. Because when you start holding on to stuff, I realize I'm holding on and I could be blocking my literal blessings because I just won't let go. Mm-hmm. That has definitely been something.
You do it now and you've done it.
What, like let go?
You have to give grace. We can't give grace. Yeah. We let people slide.
Yeah.
You don't let nobody slide. So it's the opposite of like, I try to be an understanding person. And let me not say this, it's not because Leslie isn't understanding. It's just like he definitely stays. Yeah, he has. He
but
stays
also,
on business.
Let me make a mistake, and it's the issue. When I don't make,
I
make. Let's say in a full year, I made maybe 2 or 3 mistakes with that individual.
You would have thought I killed somebody.
You would have thought I killed somebody.
You did to them, no.
Right?
But you make a mistake every other day.
Every other day.
And you want grace every other day. Grace, yeah. I'm sorry, grace runs out for me, and maybe that's also part of my issue. It runs out. Like, I look at relationships like a job. You know, there's times you've been late or times you've been XYZ. You let your manager know, okay,
verbal
cool.
warning.
Verbal warnings, different stuff like that. Okay, they let it go. Eventually, they're going to come to your office and be like, look, if you keep being late, like, we're going to have to let you go. Because clearly you can't do the job.
Yeah, it's called being
like, if you can't do the job, if you can't do the job, you can't do the job. And I understand, it's not that I don't understand or empathize as to why you can't do the job, but you can't do the job. Like, you just want me to let you be late every day? That's what we're supposed to do?
And I had a bad issue. Let's keep the job analogy. I have a bad issue with, we have a very long interview process. Mm-hmm. Once you got the job, you're going to have to kill me to get out of the job.
He is that way.
So, like, to me, I'm going to just keep giving you verbal and written warnings because I can't fire you at this point. I spent too much money making
the investment.
Yeah.
We put too much money in hiring you.
And that sucks when you have people that are...
The reality is you could invest so much
and still lose.
And still lose it all.
Yeah. And it sucks that, like, you do have people that can play the game long enough to get hired.
How do you pass the interview with flying colors? Like, I literally even gave you a shadow. Mm-hmm. I gave you the clinical. And you still flying colors.
But it's also
second
like...
you got the job, you
do you think
they can't keep it up?
But hear me out. I was going to ask y'all, the interview process, because now I'm realizing, I think it's like the 3-month rule. Mm-hmm. You have to know somebody for 3 months, even to think you might potentially know them. Because in 3 months, you could probably be in different case scenarios, different situations. Yeah. But some people are just good at interviewing. I realize that it's like, dang, the reason that you're no longer doing this anymore is because you're good at the interview. Some people just have really great interview skills, or they're really good at talking. Mm-hmm. They're really good, but eventually...
Running his mouth.
That's what I'm saying. It's a great interview process. Some people
don't
can
need
just
that
talk.
shit. Show me.
Just running
Pretty
your mouth
old
like you
mouth.
And you're just
always
sitting
do.
like, wow. Like, you looking at the interview paper like,
At my job,
period.
laughing at
Like
me.
no, because the one after him, because he had a rocking interview, but I let him slide. That's my fault. The second one, the one while I was doing the one I was talking to while I was in the interview, flying colors, passed every test. As soon as you got the job, it's just quit, and then showed up again,
Because why would I
And
lie
quit?
to you in the interview process,
and
though?
then showed up again.
I
Because
feel
I'm trying
like
to get
so.
something.
Well, my thing
Once I
was
get what I need.
for that individual. I think it was very much a case of. To me, not, I'm not going to say they did it correctly, but they were smarter in a sense of the first person knew that they couldn't keep up and just didn't they didn't quit or they didn't whatever themselves. They didn't try to better themselves really
Gotcha.
for real. I feel like this person, they didn't do it the most eloquent way for sure, but they were like, there are some people that they'll kind of give you what you want a little bit and they'll be like, all right, they'll get off my back. Like if I do this, like they'll get off my back. Not realizing like with him being a different caliber of person that they've ever dealt with, oh, you want this consistently.
Yes.
Like, oh, I bring in donuts or oh, I do whatever. Like, you want this every day. You want this all the time. So it's like, I had did it and I had gave it to you and I thought that was going to buy me some leeway or buy me some time. But it's like, no, you keep expecting it. And look, that's your standard. So once he realized that was
Couldn't
the
meet the
standard, he was like, oh, I'm not even about to play. Like, we about to do this back and forth or like, I'm going to try to meet the standard. Let me go.
Because you're running full speed. If it's not coming naturally,
Yeah.
it was like, I'm trying to keep up. And I'm tired. I'm going to go sit
That's why
down.
I don't. When they be like, so what do you like in a person? What do you don't you just do whatever you do to somebody you like? I'm not telling you what I like. I'm not telling you.
That's why I don't like dating anymore.
'Cause
I
at
don't like
this
the
point,
idea of it.
I don't want to give you the clear instructions on how to manipulate me. No, you
It's
just
an
do what you
interview.
do.
It's a
You
job.
like what you like.
But what about hear me out? I've been realizing that maybe I should switch my approach because I've been
Okay.
on multiple dates,
Are
and
you
like
the pursuer?
everything's been different lately. I've been open to things, but I realize I've been to dates where it's like I feel like I'm in an interview. But the most natural things sometimes happen based off of friendships, and the way I go about a friendship, I feel like it's different.
I'm sorry. Once I look at you as a friend, that line is cut. It's drawn.
For me,
It's
my
different
standard,
for
I want like a best friend because I don't
Your
need
partner
someone
should
to.
be your best friend.
I don't want somebody to fill a role, but the thing is, if I'm going at you from a romantic way first, or like this is what we're going into, I feel like it's not as natural. We were never really friends. The respect isn't there because it's like the role and responsibilities. I'm fulfilling the role of a partner, but I'm not fulfilling the role of a
I feel
friend.
like I built it. Like we ended up, at least in our situations,
When
we
you
built it.
when you fuck with somebody you like, I don't feel like you have that issue.
What do you mean? What do you
Because
like?
to me,
I feel like in my last one,
You were
we
friends
bu-
first.
No, we weren't friends first, but we built the friendship. Like I can genuinely say, like there's things that I've told him I haven't told anybody else. Or like we chill like friends, we hang out like friends. But that's something that we built over. I think it came with more so the comfortability, like
after y'all
getting
fuck,
more and
we
more.
talk.
Yeah,
like we,
I don't
get to
know.
know each other. We on a date. Like
Yeah.
I ain't just looking at you because you fine. I also want to laugh. I also
Yeah.
have a good time when we out.
Right.
I say it's different
So I
in the
do think-
beginning. Like it may take longer for the friendship piece to build.
But I do want like us as a society to stop fucking our friends. Like, can we please? stop
Yeah,
that?
please.
Like,
I don't know why y'all looked at me
nah,
like that.
because you sounded like
That's
you
what
was
you
like,
kinda
I want
wanted
my
to
friend
do.
first. So like, do you be? Because I mean, when you slid in the DMs, y'all wasn't friends. You wanted that cat. So I'm trying to understand when the friend part comes.
That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like
Oh, you feel like
Oh, you
the
want to
lesson
start off
learned.
as friends?
yes.
But I just was it that you want to start off as friends, or you just weren't in a bit like you didn't have the space to be in a relationship at that time.
That ain't gonna work for me.
Why not?
I have,
want
like-
a bestie.
Ashley, get you a best friend. It's not a girl you have
I
sex
have
with.
a best friend,
Like you can get.
but I'm saying like my partner.
You
I
got a
also
dog.
get
That is your
bestie.
best friend.
Ashley, what you say? Go ahead, girl.
I don't see anything wrong with a bestie. I just feel like one thing also is our expectations are going to change. We
Then
move
you
as
lose your
if
best friend if you lose them.
I have multiple friends though.
All right.
But I'm just saying, like, we all change. So all I can do, I've realized relationships, is try my best, put my best foot forward. If it works, it works. It doesn't. Because even, like, looking at, like, older people who've been married for 20, 30 years, the person that you married, the person that you first started dating,
Evolved.
yeah, they're not the same person. So you have to be okay with who this person is and who they could potentially be. And you may not even know what that is. I think that's a different understanding of love. Thinking I'm gonna find this perfect person and who they are is what they're always going to be leaves us in this sense of like rigidity, and life isn't like
I
that.
can agree. I'm just wondering. Let's tie this back into friendship versus I'm just trying to understand.
So my best friend has evolved in many ways. Like the person I knew when we were 8 versus now 25.
Right.
Is different, but I've accepted him for all his evolutions and his changes and stuff like that. And it becomes natural. I'm more open to it. When a relationship, it's like, you didn't do that before. Why aren't you doing that? I feel like in relationships, their standards are different. I'm a little bit more judgy in relationships.
Yes.
With my
Okay.
friendships, I feel like there's grace there.
I agree with you in the sense of it is tricky whether you start off romantic or start off as friends, because we have different expectations for each type of relationship or each role. And yeah, you judge somebody, you either expect more or judge somebody harshly when you're romantic with them versus when it's friends. But when it's friends, I feel like you still have the ability to get hurt in a different way, because when it's friends or you're building a friendship first and they start telling you about other people they're dealing with, or you're liking them more than they like you and different stuff, and it's like, oh well, I still deal with you or whatever, but it's like you're not taking me as serious as I kind of want you to take me, or putting me in a position that I want you to put me in because we were friends first. So I feel like you can run the risk of getting friend zoned or having somebody play in your face.
You can run
on
the
that
risk of
side.
being friend zoned.
You did.
You can run the risk of being friend zoned.
I just always thought.
But I'm okay with that risk.
Because a couple of points in between it. I always would hear the grace you would give friends, like you were talking about, is different than the grace you would give your partner.
Oh, you heard
Because
the
a lot of
Yes.
girls would be quick to be like, my friend fuck up, bye, cut.
Yes, but you'll keep
that
that
in. Right, because you're not doing what you do. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, that's different. We're working on that.
Right.
But
No, we underestimate the power of community. I think when I've struggled a lot of times, the people I've really been able to lean on are my friends.
Right. Because it'd be like, yeah, if something nigga break your heart, who you gonna come to?
Yes.
You crying to me.
Yes. And I think a lot of people get into this thing I've seen, at least in like this new day and age. I get it, especially when you're fresh in a relationship. Like I have friends that are married now, and it's like you've been so zoned in and tuned into this relationship. What else do you have?
Who can't do that?
See, people losing themselves into a relationship
That's
is a little
not my-
different. It's a
that's
different
not
conversation
my-
because
I don't even know if it's
my life could
losing
never end.
themselves, but like it's like
No, yeah, you
every
become
single
that.
I get it, like there are priorities, but every single time it's like, oh, my friend's asking to hang out, but my partner's always going to take precedent. It's crazy to me.
It is.
I think it's crazy.
It is. I think for me, the way to work is when I'm in a relationship, I'll be with my man all day, every day.
My man.
Right. But when Alana said, girl, let's watch Stranger Things, me and Alana are going to go watch Stranger Things. And then we'll go back to my nigga. So it's, to me,
No, yeah.
the balance is always there.
I feel like it's very much if you say, oh, we going to go to the movies or whatever. Okay, yeah, me and you going to the movies. And then it's like, oh, actually, we're going to go get drinks after or go get food after. And I'm going to hop in the car and go with him. Oh, you ain't never da-da-da. No. Y'all said movies. Y'all ain't say nothing about movies and drinks.
You do move differently in a relationship. I can agree to that, but
and
yes,
movies.
yes, I've
Right.
seen that. Because
But
some people are
missing
like, girl, we
major
used to just go
events-
from here to here to here. We used to bounce around.
Yeah.
Well, I had the time to do that.
Yeah.
Like to go on a date with your boyfriend or to go to your best friend's birthday party, I'm gonna go to my best friend's birthday party.
Yeah.
My man gonna come. We're gonna bring our joint gift. Unless it's a little newer or this is the girls' night, then
Then it's
you can
just-
stay at home. But to me, it's like if it's a party, we all going out, whatever. There are times where it'll just be me and him, or just me and y'all, or hell, none of y'all. I
I don't feel like I have to be friends with his friends, nor does he have to be friends with my friends.
Oh yeah, because
But I do think you need to be aware of them
No, yes, but I'm saying like
and their character.
we don't have to constantly be a package deal.
Oh no, we don't have to.
Like I actually don't. Like I actually might want to talk shit about you when I go out, so I
My
don't necessarily
issue
want you
be,
there.
I don't want to be friends with his friends because y'all hoes in my face knowing he cheated on me. Y'all gonna say shit.
And that
Y'all ain't gonna say shit. Y'all just keep, oh, he's so nice. And
Yeah.
But you know, you did that. You did the same thing with the last bitch last week. I don't actually. Let me just
I don't
not even
care
meet
for
the
that
friends. Yeah,
You
I
need
can-
to know them. Okay, I think
Yeah,
at,
you need to
at
know
levels,
them.
at
Yeah.
levels,
Yeah.
because
I've
I
already
realized
stopped
like
the
it's
hate.
like, oh, that's your coworker, or this is person you're always hanging out with them. It's like cool, but like, what are y'all talking about? And it's not like I need to know everything about it, but it's just like, who is this person? Because your friends will like be like, just cheat, like they're not gonna know. It's like, why are you
Especially
whispering
'cause
demons into
men,
their ear?
men's friends will tell them to cheat and
They
help them cover.
will.
And help them cover it up.
They will. They'll be like, so I'm gonna text you,
that's
and
the
I was
only
with you,
time
right?
They try to get smart. Like any other day, y'all dumb.
Even the ones in the relationship, they gonna keep their girlfriend
Man, I
good.
wish I could.
I wish I could do it.
Like,
Do it for me.
what are you saying? I can't see you watching Black Out, but you, what?
Child,
No. Okay.
that's a different
So
lifestyle.
with that being said, I want to end it in light and love. Honestly, I really do. So,
Last message.
what do you feel like? What do you feel like a healthy dating relationship moving forward for you looks like? And then same question to you.
You first.
For me,
Yeah. What does it look like? A relationship with future Dr. Ashley.
I like that.
I really think I'm just looking for someone that's truly locked into experiencing life and having an appreciation for it. That's why I said I don't have the boundaries anymore. I feel like I was focused on all the logistics of societal. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. So for me, it's just naturally getting to know the person in front of me, understanding who they are, and seeing if we align. Because for future me, I do want to make a lot of impacts and I do want to make a lot of moves. And I can see how being in a relationship with somebody that's going to hold you back can hinder your progress. So for Ashley, it is grace, but with those expectations. I think the best advice I got was you need to sit down and figure out what your hard yeses and nos are, and you interact with people, and that's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I know I will tolerate and what I won't tolerate. And then I will give the grace to be with this person. And then after that, if they're doing a lot of the hard nose, next. I have to let go. I'm a very like clingy, like, oh my gosh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll take this one small thing and run with it and be like, oh, we just love this. So that just means everything's going to work out. And it's like, no. Let's.
Love is not enough.
You need a more agile approach to love.
Yeah, a little bit. What's the word I'm thinking? I could just see like a movement, but just like a, like a.
I don't know.
I can't give you the deep hug. And I feel that it might come off as if I don't care. I've gotten that feedback lately when I date is like, oh, I don't feel like you're like as interested. But it's just like, no, I am. I'm just giving you a trial period.
Sprinkle.
I'm giving
Can't
you.
lock in so fast.
No, because I used to be ready.
No, we know. Yeah, that's
lock
how
in.
we got here. That's how we got to the table. Yeah.
Locked. And also just expecting things for what they are. Like, I think it was someone talking about like suffering or, after you go through a relationship or a breakup or something, you keep asking like, why? And it's actually just avoiding what is. I'm just trying to understand why they did that though. It doesn't matter. You're running from the reality is what they did. Like you said, left me for dead. Why did they leave me for dead? That's not really it's you left me for dead.
That's it.
And once I accept that you left me for dead, what am I going to do next? Doesn't matter why you left me for dead.
When somebody throw you out,
They threw
you
me
can't
out.
crawl out the trash and run to them and be like, why did you throw me
Why
out?
did you throw me out?
Nah, they threw you away, baby.
And then you stand at the door
Somebody showed
asking
you who
questions,
they
and then
are.
let somebody
Dust
else
yourself
in.
off.
But somebody else in the house already.
Yourself up and try again.
That's how I be. A Capricorn woman.
Okay.
For me, yeah, I'm not good at dating. I don't like dating. I can just leave me alone. I'm truly just want to
He
build
says
my
that
palace.
and then find a man.
I don't find they find
I'm
they
sorry,
literally
they
snatch
find
me
him.
up.
They find him.
I be like in my own ice glue, like igloo bubble. Everybody leave me alone, and they just
Creep out.
they see me like when I take the trash out.
People are very intrigued by Leslie
It
in
makes me sick.
the very beginning.
Why
Like,
does it make you sick?
Because it's so fraudulent. Like
Yeah, it'd be like that. They're intrigued, and then that's it. You're
I
just
feel they
intrigued.
see the very hard shell and be like, "Ooh, challenge." And then they spend their time chipping. And I'm like, all right, you got me. Whoa.
Ah.
Whoa, I just wanted to chip you. I ain't really mean to be here.
I just wanted to see what it was about.
Yeah.
I didn't want to stay.
Got you. That can be actually very true.
Or it got
Especially
hard.
for people who like to chase.
Yeah,
Or something like, oh yeah, I got you. I did all these things. Now that I have you, I'm like, oh.
It's the fun. It's the chase that they enjoy. A lot of the people that encounter me
but that's a
enjoy the cat and
marathon.
mouse.
So the fact, even with
This
what
is
he
a
was saying
marathon.
previously of like the fact that you made it all the way and then
Here.
that wasn't no short little quick little like yeah.
Because it's fun, it's intriguing, but that's also some toxic traits.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the goal is to not date.
To not?
Everybody leave me alone. But I know
But
the
be
only way to
open.
get good at it is to practice. The only way to get good at dating is to date. I'm gonna just wait like I did before my 2 to 3 niggas a year and call it a day.
I think that's a lot of people.
Really? Because some
Really?
of us get a nigga every month.
One a year. You already know. One
I
a
get
year.
2 a year.
I get no, literally for the longest time in life, I would get one new person a year. For real. I was like, oh wow.
I say 2 or 3 for me. I mean, the third person don't really exist because it was only for like a couple weeks. But the other 2, it'd be like for the first 6 months, and then the second 6 months.
Yeah. It happens in waves too, and I feel like I'm around that period again where somebody's about to creep in. Like I have been like actively dating and talking to some people.
Tell them no.
And I was just like, I feel like in the
That's
next month or two there could be something around the corner.
Okay.
It sounds like you plotting. I don't know.
Jeez.
I'm not plotting.
She always, you know,
like you
you know,
plotting.
she at Morehouse. She be looking at them little girls.
Ain't
spam.
nothing at Morehouse.
Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you guys for coming to do the reunion.
Yes.
I'm very proud of your growth, your progress.
really wanna
Just
support
being
Lana.
brave and open enough to even do this in general. You know, you all were the first 2 episodes, and so I know that was something that couldn't have been easy. Trying to openly express yourself while also not tearing another person down.
You think they saw it?
I actually don't know.
Me neither.
I think yours did. I think yours did, or yours knows.
I think he know about it, but I don't know if he saw it.
Yeah,
I
really hope
honestly
he ain't
think
seen
he
the
might have
shit.
watched the piece. I don't know.
That's why I was
think
like,
so.
let me just be as respectful as possible because I don't
I
want no
was
beef.
might have not do that though. But yes,
I don't want no
really
beef.
I appreciate y'all for doing that. Everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. This was really a passion project of mine, and I'm so happy to have seen it flourish and see people that really enjoyed it.
That's flourishing.
And so please come check us out for season 2. We're going to do Letter to My Ex again. So if you know anybody that would like to be on the show or you yourself would like to be on the show, please DM us at lifeoflana_. And we would love to have you on. Thank you and see you later.
Bye.
Cheers.